Hey, what's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? Had some running around to do today, so I didn't jump on this morning. Man. Had some running around to do. We have a storm. In the midst of a storm. Just wanted to make sure the house was prepared and things like that to to weather the storm, so to speak. JJ, what's good? Andios, what's good, man? I see y'all. Salute to everybody out there watching on X and on YouTube and on Twitch. Salute everybody. Ivory 10 is in the building. Yeah, man. We here, baby. We here. We are here. I want to start this thing off on um by using this platform for the powers of good. Right? So let me start by saying that. Miguel P in the building. Bo Ismail, my brother, was good. Let me say this. I'm gonna use this platform for the powers of good. Right? What I've been noticing since we've started a YouTube channel in order for the fans to have their own separate individual opinions be heard, is that in the realm I am in, some of the original group of YouTube channels have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger to a point where they're being noticed by national entities and such. And you see them, you see platforms, you see them. I don't have to tell you who they are. Some of them I genuinely love and respect. And some of them I don't care for. It's just what it is. It's like anything in life. You like what you like and you dislike what you dislike. Right? So for example, y'all know my association with the Nothing But Knicks family. Right? Y'all know how I have a place in my heart for Jonathan Macri and Knicks Film School. Right? There are others that I like out there. Right? There are others that I like out there. There are some that I feel like are here to monetize y'all, shake your wallet. Right? That's what I feel like they're only here for that. Right? The love of the team, you can see their love of Knicks basketball be tested a lot. Like you could see people's true colors come through a lot in this space. And maybe this channel won't grow because how I speak honestly and frankly with y'all. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We're not here for that. I'm here to speak directly to the Molly Malls of the world, to the Andioses, to the Bo Ismails, right? To the Ivory Tens, right? You know, I don't shoot y'all to gas. I open this up not because I need content, but because I said when I start this channel, this will be a Knicks fans channel. And for those that may not understand what I mean, ask people like Ivory 10 who will come on the show and speak his mind. I don't make him say anything. He don't pay me anything to come on, and I don't monetize his comments. Otherwise is in the building. Salute. And what happens is what I find has been happening. What I find has been happening as all of us grow at different paces, we start to get new neighbors. And as we get new neighbors, we start doing the song and dance for the new neighbors and forget about where we come from. Where we come from is a special place, Knicks fans. Where we come from is a special place. Last night, me or AD, myself, IKBM Dre, Cowboy Bob, Fritz Alcindor, we all come from different places in Knicks universe, right? And we all have our own opinions. And we'll argue, and at times we'll get contentious. But the place that we come from is never questioned. The place that we come from is never in question, right? As I sit here in front of the chat, in front of you guys are super loyal to what I call you guys' channel. I call this you guys' channel, and it's because a channel like this needs to be out there and separate from other YouTube Knicks channels that are in the fast lane to get to this commercial place where the Knicks content will be acid washed. And it's no big deal. No big deal. If you like pristine Knicks content a certain way, that is your preference, and go enjoy it. Sometimes I do. A lot of times I don't. What I prefer is being in the trenches with Knicks fans like yourself. That's what I prefer. And it's not because it's my only option. It's not my only option. Because I was Uncle Freezy going to Knicks games, sitting in good seats with my friends, hanging out, different cities, all over the country, going to games before I had a YouTube channel. I don't seek out like Lawrence Tears is not here to seek out mainstream acceptance. I'm not here to seek out mainstream acceptance. That's why sometimes people ask me on to certain things and I'll decline. Or others will view Lawrence Tears as maybe negative. And they'll say negative. They'll call us negative, or this channel maybe a negative or a toxic channel, because it's not all about the back patting and maybe rump kissing to get to a certain place. I'm not gonna do that, bro. Right? I have a great life, and I like making friends with y'all, people out there on the internet that want to be around genuine people and genuine Knicks fans. This is your place. This is your place. Salute to Rel. We talk Mavs. We talk Mavs in the building. Cause we geeked in the building. I remember the first time I met Rel, right? I reached out to Rel, and I don't think Rel even knew he didn't understand like who I was as a person. Cause I'm forthright and honest and try to be honest all the time, genuine. Like what you see is what you get. Like I'm not faking any jacks. I'm not gonna do anything to like raise the whatever. But what I find is in Knicks universe, I think sometimes we reach beyond the trenches to get socially accepted by the mainstream guys to the point that we start selling out. We start doing the dance just so that we can get more views and more exposure. And if that is you, if you're brand building, if you're building a brand, if it's business for you, that's okay. That's fine. That's great. And I wish you much success. But what I will ask is don't do it to the detriment of my people. That's what I will ask you to do. I will ask you to have a very successful and robust experience and growing your brand and these type things, but not to the detriment of our people. I saw a thing today and it had me frustrated because I'm at a point now where my Knicks are in a great place, maybe championship contenders. And I saw the Bobby Marks thing today. With Macri, that's my guy. And Macri, if you ever see this, bro, when I come to the city, I still expect that beer. Macri promised me a beer like 3 years ago, and I still hadn't visited the city to get it. But I will, though. I will. I'm on the way. I promise. But I heard Bobby Marks say that Julius Randle should accept 3 years for $100 million. And it made me think. What's ESPN's hidden agenda here? Is ESPN's hidden agenda is doing Knicks for clicks at every opportunity? The dollar amount he mentioned, as soon as he said it, I knew it was ridiculous. I knew it was ridiculous as soon as I heard it. But what I didn't understand is why would he say that directly to a Knicks fan base? Does he not understand that most people in Knicks universe are passionate and are smart? You can be smart and passionate. You don't have to be one or the other. You can be passionate and smart. You don't have to just say something for clicks. You don't have to say something visceral for clicks. You can actually say something intellectual for clicks. And we'll respect you more. But as soon as I heard it, my first thought was, we're being played. ESPN it legit has a bias or an agenda to stir you guys up to tune into recycled information. There's no new information. So what we'll do is throw blood in the water in a shark pool. That's what we'll do. If we diss Julius Randle, then we'll get more clicks. And I understand ESPN is brand building and all of that stuff. Right? But they're the biggest brand going. My reference was to the little guys. The little guys, if you don't have 50,000 subscribers, you're a little guy. And I don't care how you feel about your platform. It goes to show you this space that we're in is a contentious contentious space that was once peaceful. How do we get to stress when things were once peaceful? There was a day where we could legit talk about our point guard situation with Emmanuel Mudiay, Trey Burke, and Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr. or something. There was a time. There was a time when we could legit talk about Frank Ntilikina, DSJ, Trey Burke, whoever the other point guard was, and we'd get mad and frustrated at each other, but we were always Knicks fans. We were always Knicks fans. We could argue about anything in Knicks universe, but it came from a great place. It came from a place of being a Knicks fan. Whether you're a 60s baby and was a baby during the championships and grew up watching the 80s and 90s Knicks, I'm in that group. Barely, but I'm in that group. As a baby or as a little kid watching the 70s Knicks, watching the 80s Knicks on Channel 9, WWOR back in the day, right before NBC and ESPN made the game humongous. And I appreciate them for that, but I'm just speaking to a certain point. Hit him up, said, just deleted my chat. I deleted your chat? No, I didn't delete your chat, bro. I didn't. Yeah, I don't even know what you put in the chat. And here's the thing. as Knicks fans in our search to get content, when do we start to separate content? It was true, was real, and was heartfelt away from what is business. When do we separate our passions and all that stuff about something that we're passionate about from others entering this sphere and only putting this out because it's business? I'm a hardcore, diehard Knicks fan to my core. I am. And I see y'all all the time. Y'all walk up to me in Orlando, Atlanta, Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, Miami, Charlotte, DC, wherever we are, we'll be there, and people will legit just chop it up with us after the game for hours and hours and hours, breaking down the game about what we saw, all these different things. Y'all are passionate. And I think at this point in time, I think our Knicks bubble is at a point where people can now enter and just say whatever they want without any repercussions because they look connected. Playing on you guys' emotions, getting you guys to turn on each other because controversy sells. In my mind, being honest with great content sells. In my mind, that's what. So, but mind you, I don't have a. Mind you, this channel is not the biggest channel out here on YouTube. It's not. What I do try to provide y'all though is a place where y'all can legit come in here and have y'all comments be heard, be seen, voice your opinion, share in the opinions of others. But every now and then, people enter this sphere concerned about how I can monetize Knicks fans' passions. Sherwin is in the building. My man JJ says nobody to give content to his officer free. I don't know how you, bro. Listen. I just want to turn the mic on and let y'all have y'all place. Legit, JJ. If you could see it, bro, I have this monitor here that you see. I have a monitor right here, the double monitor, and then I have the work monitor right over here off the screen. You can't see that one either, bro. It's like that movie Virtuosity with like all these monitors and computers in here. Bro, it's legit. So this monitor here with the camera, this monitor does not have a camera. This monitor over here does have 2 cameras on it, right? So yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy in here. The thing about being a Knicks fan, I guess the world knows that the Knicks fan base is passionate. So you can throw out anything in the Knicks universe and people will swarm to it. Ridiculousness like Julius Randle 3 years for $100 million. If I was him, I'd take it. Ridiculous. Anthony D is in the building. Salute. I am so proud of y'all, Knicks fans, right? Like how you guys support, like how y'all support Knicks content and Knicks content creators, and how you guys add ideas to add content to the conversation. How you guys support guys, spread the word, be the wind beneath the wings of a new Knicks content creator. Y'all do that all the time, man. I see y'all everywhere. Hey, Sherwin, I'm gonna pin this real quick. I'm gonna pin that and we'll come back to it. Man, I'm proud of y'all, man. The way that y'all support, man, people can step into Knicks content creation, right? And y'all will be the wind beneath their wings, right? For a little while. But what I notice is that you guys occasionally get taken for granted. People on the internet posing as reporters, no journalistic integrity. Breaking news, Julius Randle, such and such, with no journalistic integrity, no resourcing on both sides, not being neutral. Like the journalistic thing, in my mind, I thought you had to be neutral and report the actual happenings and not be opinionated. What I find is it's impossible to be that. What I find is it's impossible to be that. The thumbnails are all cute and all that stuff. And I'm not complaining as if they're competition. What I'm saying is be truthful and forthright with my Knicks fans. Because I do love y'all. I do feel a separation type anxiety when I'm not around y'all as much as I want to be. Because I do, and yeah, I can disagree with Coach all week long, right? But that doesn't mean I dislike Coach. It's just on one talking point we may not see eye to eye. That doesn't mean we got to go outside and duel. We just don't agree, and that's it. That's it. And wipe your hands, and we still kicking it. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The fact that we allowed Bobby Marks to say give Julius Randle 3 years, $100 million, and there's no backlash for that, makes me think ESPN is winning. ESPN is winning. They can say whatever they want about us and our fan base, and we'll just take it. The Ball Don't Lie is in the building. Legit, Bobby Marks just said to us that Julius Randle should accept less money than the Toronto Raptors paid Emmanuel Quickly. Bobby Marks just said to Knicks fans that Julius Randle should accept less money than the Minnesota Timberwolves' third best player. Bobby Marks just said Julius Randle should accept 3 years, $100 million, and be happy with it. And you know what? To me, it's all a ESPN thing. It's all an ESPN thing. Why? Like, why would we say on the day that Lauri Markkanen gets whatever money he gets, like 42 mil a year, basically, Lauri Markkanen is basically going to get about 42 million a year. Basically, something like it's basically to start off with 42 million a year, basically, somewhat, whatever the number is. A one-time all-star that's not impactful gets 42 million, yet Randle, who came to New York and helped turn around a very destitute franchise, should take 3 years, 100 million. And I heard the fake excuse. The fake excuse is, well, Julius Randle was injured the last 2 years. Julius Randle was hurt the last 2 years or so you have to give him less. Yet, when the Knicks paid OG Anunoby, the conversation was not about injury. So, and I love OG Anunoby. Y'all listen. The only reason why I even used OG Anunoby as an example was because it's a Knicks player negotiating with the Knicks front office with a similar injury history. That's the only reason why I wanted to use a clear example of how people with a microphone don't always need to be talking. Just because you have a microphone doesn't mean you have to talk. At some point, you have to show some type of self-awareness, self-discipline, be able to read the room, understand your surrounding. Just cause. Hey, thank you for becoming a member or re-upping as a member. Yeah, man. Appreciate that. IKB and Dre says multiple teams offered OG a max. That's why Randall taking 30 is egregious though. Yeah, zero chance that. Yeah. I ain't just listen, I'm not justifying none of that, bro. Yeah, right. None of the thing is the thing is with the comment that Bobby Mark said is clearly nothing to add to the intellect. It's something to stir up your passion to try to follow him more. It's more about growing a fan base or an audience for a guy than it is about educating and entertaining our people. And that's where Knicks universe gets odd. When people enter our realm, you're free to enter Knicks universe. All you want. I don't. It doesn't matter to me. And we share this YouTube space is a universe. You'll never get to. It's so big. You'll never see everybody in the sports or entertainment or NBA or Knicks universe. And so for the case for Randall's contract, right? I don't care. Right? Like is when Randall and the front office agree to whatever thing they agree to, I don't care. Because ultimately in life, your negotiating power lies in your hands. Yeah, I remember that going forward. Your negotiating price starts with you. They can agree to it or they won't. So whatever Randall agrees to, man, listen, I'm fine. But the fact that Bobby Marks threw down a gauntlet makes me think he's a plant. That's right. I'm calling Bobby Marks a plant, right? Hey, Bobby, say this on the thing, man. Just, yeah, we don't care what you're talking about. Just make sure you say this. If it were me, and it wasn't, because again, Lawrence Tizz's path and other paths to wherever they're going is their business. Right? If it were me, I would have asked Bobby Marks, how would you say such a thing? How would you tell Julius Randle to take less money than Jaden McDaniels? Bobby Marks, how would you make the suggestion to Julius Randle to take less money than Emmanuel quickly got with the Toronto Raptors? Just asking. Basically, Bobby Marks said, here, take this working man's cost of living raise. You make 30 now. Here, take this 33. Cost of living. How do you say that? How do you tell that man that and say that in Knicks universe and be honest? And how do you sit there and allow people that are very smart, right? Right? Very intelligent people say things that benefit them. The Julius Randle 3-400 is not a beneficial thing to Julius Randle. Is beneficial to Bobby Marks and whoever was associated with that comment, because it drums up conversations like this one. Now you got Uncle Freezy talking about 3 years, $100 million in the middle of the evening, 7 o'clock here on the East Coast. Talk about 400 million when we just saw Jalen Brunson get close to 40. We just saw OG get 40. You're telling the most decorated out of the group to take take 10% less or 15% less than the going rate for the other guys? Yeah. Julius Randle at a little bit more than OG Anunoby sounds good to me, right? Like whatever OG makes, pay Randle more than that. And not significantly more, but somewhat. Just something. Right? So if OG makes what 41 this year, pay Randle 43. Hey, sounds good to me. Again, ultimately, though, whatever it is, I don't really care. Julius Randle and the Knicks are going to negotiate in good faith. Julius Randle already took a pay cut one time. I think it was seems like 3 years ago. Seems like 3 years ago, he took a significant haircut. Salute, Rome Far Rockers in the building. Salute. And so this is the reason why I don't watch ESPN except for things that are absolutely necessary. Like for instance, if there is an exclusive game that I can't get anywhere, I'll watch ESPN just for that. But I don't watch their opinions because I think ESPN over the years has become tone deaf, out of touch, detached. But I think some of our platforms, some of us in this space do a great job of being connected to both, like being grounded in a thing with you guys, and then also connected to the giants of the industry. And then there are others who are so desperate for growth that they don't keep a connection with either, and you can tell by the way that they speak. Like the cash grab legit is so crazy for some. It's not even there. It's not even about Uncle Freezy and Nixon 26 telling jokes between each other, right? Like I know his screen name is Knicks will be 2025 and 2026 champs. I know that, right? I know that. But my little nudge, wink, wink is Nixon 26. Last year, it wasn't last year, it was Nixon 26. I forget. But the connection is there. Like when I plug in, when I turn the mic on, when I hit the button, it's because I want to see people like JJ so I can slip in some Mets talk. A connection. And so that I can force IKBM Dre to think about stuff grander than what people are feeding him. Why do I ask Fritz Alcindor and IKBM Dre all my difficult questions? because I feel like they have the capacity to think beyond what is fed to them by the mass media. There it is. I guess it's storming. Maybe that's ESPN. Maybe that's ESPN trying to freeze, or maybe that's Hurricane or Tropical Storm Debbie, whatever it is. Salute to Allah Wise is in the building. And not search for Knicks content. Sometimes we come across stuff that is sustenance. It just gives us enough to fill us up until we get somewhere else. It's like a bag of chips from the bodega. It's not going to be dinner, but it's something to kind of hold us until dinner is ready. And then there's channels like this one that we're going to try to be fun and welcoming and show integrity. The reason why I get on Cowboy Bob a lot is telling Cowboy Bob, stop pandering to people. Say how you feel. Right? You don't have to change your opinion just because the group feels a different way. Be true to yourself. I say that to Cowboy Bob a lot. I get on Cowboy Bob a lot because I want Cowboy Bob to feel like this is a place where he could state his opinion and stand by it. He don't have to change. He don't have to pander just to be here with us. It's the same thing with y'all. Say how you feel. It's a channel that you can say how you feel, and I'm not going to trip unless somebody is saying something that violates YouTube's guidelines or something that's over the top, disrespectful, and just makes everyone feel uncomfortable. Right? Let me get so I'm gonna get to Sherwin's comment. So Sherwin says, if marketing can get 47 mil, Randle is worth easy 60 mil. We must pay Randle with the quickness. Okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Randle and marketing. There is no comparison. There is no comparison between Randle and marketing. There is none. Right? Randle will be 30 in November. Marketing, I think, just turned 27. Laurie Marketing has not played in any high leverage games. His skill set is one that I feel like we all like, but Laurie Marketing has not played in high leverage games. Chop Low is in the building. Laurie Marketing is that player that archetype of player that we feel like is the future of NBA basketball. 7 foot, 240, very mobile, can do a lot of things. Can shoot the three, can do a lot of stuff. But he's not accomplished. Mega in the building. So marketing getting that money to be their franchise player is one thing. Julius Randle has been the Knicks franchise player for a while. Now it's probably Jalen Brunson. And Randle's probably the second best Knick. But every NBA franchise needs that 1-2 combo. And I think the Knicks have it in a way, probably the best way possible. An all-star in the backcourt and all-star in the front court. a front court guy that can do some guard stuff, and a back court guy that can score in a post with some elite footwork stuff and do all the other things that are required to be an excellent NBA player. Chop Low, I was just talking about you the other day, bro. I was telling them about how you and I were on the phone. I think we was driving to DC or somewhere. Somewhere we were driving, and Chop Low was with me on the phone for like 4 hours back to back, keeping me company on the road while I was driving to the game. I still appreciate that. I tell that story all the time about how Chop Low legit stayed on the phone with me the whole time I'm on the road riding to the Knicks game. Chop Low riding. It was Chop Low. It was like what? Like it was like 80 exits or something. Me and Chop Low. I appreciate that, man. Stuff like that is the reason why I turn this mic on all the time. Me and Chop Low was on the phone, bro, for like I can't even remember. It was like I think saying 90 exits is like doing a disservice because it was a long ride. I had Chop Low on Bluetooth coming through the speakers while we driving to the game. It's why we turn these mics on. It's why when you get here, you won't feel the Knicks for clicks energy here. But back onto the Randle extension, what Sherwin mentioned about the Randle extension. I don't know what dollar amount Julius Randle is going to settle on. Whatever amount it is between him and the Knicks, that's between him and the Knicks. Just like Jalen Brunson accepting the extension he accepted, that's between him and the Knicks. A dollar amount doesn't validate who you are as a person. Just doesn't. Chop Low says, like some channels, I've been seeing like 20 Knicks channels all of a sudden. Yeah. Yeah, all in the market to get your clicks. All in the market to get your clicks. But for what? What are you getting in return? Are you getting passionate Knicks fans that treat this as Knicks content and not a business? The deeper we get into this thing, the more I realize, and I knew this all along, but every now and then we get reminded. The longer you're around someone, the more you get to see their true colors. Right? People will you'll see things like people judging you on your personal stances, whether it's Mets or Yankees, politics, religion, race. People will judge you on whatever because their true colors will come out. What I'm saying to y'all is be free to be whoever you want to be. And I'm saying to y'all also, if you come in being somebody that you're not, I expect you to be who you are. If I get the sense that you are not being who you really are, whether our personal things line up or not, I really don't rock with people like that. The Bobby Marks thing has me frustrated. I ain't gonna lie. Ivory 10 says everybody's got to have a hustle. More power to them. There's a reason why we're here. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right. Here's the thing with hustle is when you're grinding, are you grinding with quality or does that bag of chips have too much air in it? Salute Ivory 10. Nixon 26 says it's going to be a trend of players taking a discount contract to win. It's going to become extremely difficult to build teams around stars making 60 to 70 million. Yeah. I understand that point, right? I legit understand that point. I understand that point. It is going to be difficult with the new CBA to build, to pay players and make a mistake. For instance, if you pay a guy $60 million and he's not productive, now you have $80 million or so. Now you have $80 million or so to correct that mistake and pay 17 other players. That's a challenge. And I get it. That's a challenge, and I get it. Where I think the Knicks are, though, is this. You can't make a promise to a guy and then back off of it. Right? Like you can't say, you can't be in 2021, right? Saying summer 2021, you can't say to a guy, hey, big dog, I promise you, if you take this haircut now, the next time things come up, then we got you. On the street, we call that operating off credit. On the street, we call that operating off credit, right? In the summer of 2021, you can't say, hey, big dog, listen, we're trying to build a contender here. You know, we're just going to ask you to take a haircut, you know what I'm saying, so we can build this roster with you and around you, right? We're going to try to build this roster with you and around you, right? And then when the time comes for you to look out, you play hardball, like, hey, man, you know, things change, bro. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's not how things work. I'm not saying that's what Leon Rose is doing. I'm not saying that's what Leon Rose is doing, right? That's not what I'm saying. But the narrative was, hey, man, you know, you got to take this, you know, and then it be something different when the time comes. We can't operate like that. We got to be trusted. Bush OG in the building. Chop Low making me laugh as usual. Bo Ismail. And JJ says, not everybody going to take a pay cut. I ain't mad. Yeah. I mean, listen, and to me, it's not even about the pay cut. It's about the stance. Like, if I take the haircut in 2021, because you say the next time this thing roll around, if you make the all-star team, if you make all NBA, I promise you I got you. If this is a playoff caliber team next time around, bro, I promise you I got you. Then we can't be like, when that time comes around, Like, nah, bro, I ain't got it. Right. We can't operate like that, man. Like, yeah, we can't operate like that. And I'm not saying that Leon Rose is operating like that. That's not what I'm saying. My guy seems to be on an up and up. My guy seems to be a straight up dude. But the media is having this stance, and I don't know where it comes from. It's as if they don't remember what they wrote 3 years ago. Like, they put out so much content that they forget what they said like a month ago. They put out so much stuff that they're like, yeah, GI's in the building. Salute to GI. Oh, I'm sorry. Simply the intellect. Salute to the intellect. My bad. My bad. Everything Knicks in the building. Everything Knicks. Everything Nick says, Randle ain't taking no more haircuts, bro. We going dreads, bro. It's like the media legit says stuff for the moment, and then they just live from moment to moment without remembering what it is that they said. Like, you got to remember if you busy with the pen, you got to make sure you keep track. In 2021, when Randle was a one-time All-Star, one-time All-NBA, the media was like, yeah, you can't give Randle that much. Randle's got to prove himself. He only did it once. He's got to prove himself. How much more proof do you need? How much more proof than you need? The Knicks are a winning organization with Julius Randle. The Knicks are winners with Randle 3 times in the playoffs. Playoffs 3 out of the last 4 years. 3-time All-Star. Hit big shots. How much more proof do you need? Or did you just say you needed proof because that was your excuse? Your excuse in the moment is, I need to see more. Well, you were shown more. Hey. All right. Yeah, how much more proof do you need? What does Randle have to prove to everybody now? Julius Randle statistically is one of the best power forwards in Knicks history. Statistically. Impact wise, Julius Randle, in terms of impact, has been punching upwards above his weight since he's got here. Julius Randle, since he's been here, has been punching above his weight, right? And I don't mean above 250. I mean, hold on, y'all. My dog want to go outside, but it's raining. But listen, this is my case, not for Randle, but the organization as a whole, right? My case for the organization as a whole is this. Julius Randle is not a physically gifted power forward like Giannis Antetokounmpo. Julius Randle is not a physically gifted power forward like Chet Holmgren. Julius Randle is not a gifted power forward, physically gifted power forward like Zion Williamson. Julius Randle is not a physically gifted power forward like Paolo Banchero. He's not a physically skilled power forward like Jason Tatum. He's not a skilled power forward like Kevin Durant. He's not a skilled power forward like LeBron or Anthony Davis, whichever one of them plays the four for the Lakers at whatever time. Right? But with that said, Julius Randle, with his strengths, right? He's not Giannis. He's not Tim Duncan. He's not Dirk. He's not Karl Malone. He's not, name a great power forward. He's not that guy. But you know what he did, though? He helped turn around a destitute and lost franchise. The one thing we can't say about Randle is upon his arrival, we got better. And I know people are going to point to the 1920 Randle. Right? Right? I know people are going to point to the 1920 seasons because some people like being the opposite. Whatever you say, they're going to be the opposite. Some people are just like that. It's just who they are. They like to debate for whatever reason. They like being the opposite. They enjoy it. And listen, if that's how you are, that's how you are. I don't care. But upon Randle's arrival, this team has made the playoffs 3 out of the last 5 years. The arrow is pointing up. Randle, for the most part, has been a model citizen off the court. Off the court, you can't ask for a better star than Julius Randle. You just can't. On the court, bro, or coming. The Knicks have never talked. You've never seen Julius Randle out of shape. You've never seen Julius Randle out of shape. You've never seen Julius Randle sit out random games because he didn't feel like playing. You've never seen that with Randle since he's been here. Randle has never been out of. You've never seen Julius Randle not be in peak condition. Now, is he in game shape? Of course, you got to play in the NBA to get in NBA shape, but you don't see Julius Randle out of shape. You don't ever see Julius Randle sitting out random games against random opponents. Randle don't sit out back-to-backs. You don't ever see that. The one thing that may have a few of us flummoxed is Julius Randle's on-court passion. It will say, Randle need to dial it back, bro. He too emotional. There are people that believe that in Knicks universe. Randle need to dial it back some, man. He too high strung, man. He too unpredictable, man. His emotions is out of check sometimes, man. And what I'm thinking is, and whether you're on that side, that's fine. That's fine. If you're on that side, that's okay. I'm on the other side, though. I'm on the other side. I like seeing people passionate about being a Knick. I like seeing that. I like seeing that. I like seeing people passionate about playing for the Knicks. I like that. I enjoy seeing that. I enjoy seeing the passion from a Knicks player. I think you have to have a balance. You have to have the guys that are internally combusting, but you don't see it on the outside, like Jalen Brunson. You're going to have those type of guys, right? And then you'll see the Julius Randle, Josh Hart types. I like seeing that. I like seeing that. The one thing about the thing about Randall, and I think where the national media gets a certain thing wrong or incorrect is, I think where we get certain things wrong or incorrect is just because uh, uh, a small percentage of fans dislike Randall because they don't understand fandom, doesn't mean the entire fan base is that. And maybe the national media is catering to them because those people are more active. Maybe those people hit the like button more, right? Maybe those people buy merch more or something, whatever it is. Whatever it is they do, maybe they're more active. And so those are the people that you go after because those are the people that will heed the call to do something, the call to action. Bronx Mel is in the building. Salute. Wacko says this is Julius Randle put up or shut up. Yeah, long term plans aren't set in stone. Yeah. Hmm. Some people would argue that it's Jalen Brunson's put up a shut up year. You got your money, you got your bag. They named you captain. You made the All Star team. Now what? Now that you've accomplished something, can you keep doing it? You got your bag. Right? You got your bag. You the captain now. You made the All-Star team. Now it's not even about the doubters didn't believe in me. Now you're at a point now where you've reached a certain point. What do you do from here? AC is in the building. Salute. It's ironic how like certain topics only apply to certain people, but the same topic is not unilaterally distributed to others. I mean, if anybody is put up or shut up on the Knicks right now, it's two people. It's Mitchell Robinson and OG Anunoby. It's those two guys. It's put up or shut up. OG, you got your bag. Now what are you gonna do? Mitch, you've been saying for years that such and such and such. Now I'm really mad at the haters. Really, Mitch? Like, bro, we go through this every summer. You're gonna prove the doubters wrong. Oh, now I'm really gonna prove them wrong. And then we get the same. If it's put up or shut up for anybody, is Mitch. Mitch has 0 awards to his career. No all-star team, no rebounding title, no shot blocking title, no all defense, no whatever. If this applies to anybody, it's OG Anunoby and it's Mitchell Robinson. OG Anunoby is being paid like an all-star. And if OG Anunoby does, and mind you, I love OG. I love OG. Right? I love OG Anunoby. I love his game. I love who he is as a person. I love how he go about his business. I love OG, but that doesn't mean that OG doesn't have a challenge ahead of him. Right now, OG Anunoby silently is the highest paid Knick right now. And nobody is mentioning the fact that OG Anunoby has to show improve. How does OG Anunoby become the highest paid Knick and doesn't have to show improve? And I love OG. If you watching, bro, I love you, bro. This is not me dissing OG Anunoby. This is if there are certain narratives in Knicks universe, we can't be hypocritical. What applies to the goose applies to the gander. If Randle is held to a certain standard, if Brunson is held to a certain standard, why is OG Anunoby not held to a certain standard? Why is Mikal Bridges not held to a certain standard? I think the reason why we can't get to these conversations is because we get inundated by clickbait, right? We get inundated by clickbait. Oh, is Randall's extension? Randall's extension is going to get here when it gets here. We can't have these intellectual and fun conversations because people are always interjecting like these weird talking points about nothing. What are we out here talking about? Like legit, we're out here. Listen, I know it's August. I'm used to it. I feel like all of us together, this group, this Lawrence Tears group, the ones that come through and rock all the time, the ones that drive conversation and all of that, bro. I feel like we're the kings of the summer. When it comes to the summertime, Lawrence Tears is your place to be. Right? Lawrence Tears is your place because we're gonna have these conversations that make sense. We ain't gonna, we don't have time for fluff. We're not gonna. What number is Mikal Bridges gonna wear? Nah, bro, I don't care. As long as he got a jersey, I don't care what number he wear. As long as he got a jersey. Uncle Freezy, we're gonna regret what we paid for Mikal Bridges. When that day get here, we'll regret it together. But today we have Mikal Bridges. When the day of regret comes, I'll be with you regretting it on that day, right? But as for today, we have Mikal Bridges. Right? And as far as show and prove instead of show and tell, it's not Randle. Randle has already made the All-Star team 3 times as a Knick. How many free agents have the Knicks signed over the years that have made the All-Star team 3 times as a Knick? I know the first person everybody thinking about is Melo, right? The first free agent that we signed and I already know the details. Chat, before y'all go crazy in the chat, I already know what you're gonna say. But the first free agent the Knicks signed, right? How many free agents did the Knicks sign that made the All-Star team 3 times? I already know what y'all want to say. But we traded for Melo. I know that. I was with you waiting every day, getting the update, all that stuff, right? But Randle re-signed here too. So, but how many outright free agents? How many outright free agents have the Knicks signed that have been 2-time All NBA, 3-time All Star, earned their money as a Knick? Randle doesn't have to prove anything. He's already proven everything. Who we do need to show and prove something: Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby. For the love of the game is in the building. Salute. OG Anunoby has the most to prove, and it's not because we dislike OG, right? We love OG. Right? But OG just got 5 years, 200 million or whatever he got. 5 years, 200 million, whatever he got. OG Anunoby is the highest paid Knick, and we're talking about Julius Randle show and prove. OG Anunoby got $200 million from us, and he hadn't even played 50 games. OG Anunoby has to show him, hey, OG, can you stay somewhat healthy? Like, OG, can you play 65 games? If OG plays 65 games, bim. If OG Anunoby plays 60 games, bim. If OG plays elite defense across the board, bim. If OG Anunoby gets us 15, 5, and 3 with elite defense, knock down the corner 3, bim. Bim. Nothing else need to be said. And for those of y'all new here and don't know what BIM means, because I know I say BIM and people are like, what the fuck? BIM is exclamation point. BIM is drop the mic. For y'all really old school, BIM is like boom shakalaka. When people used to say boom shakalaka, I ain't gonna say boom shakalaka all the time. I'm gonna say BIM. If OG is 45% from the floor, 38% from 3, 70% from the free throw line, elite defense, play 60, 65 games, bim. You proved it. And that's a low bar, by the way, right? 45% from the floor for a wing player, 38% from 3, 70% from the free. That's a low bar. We're not asking you to save the world. We're asking you to help others save the world, contribute. Like, we're not going to ask one player to save the world. We're not going to do that, man. We're asking you to help join this group of people that are going to save the world. Basically, BIM. But Julius Randle, what else does he need to prove? When we signed him, we signed him with a lot of other guys that were competing for his position. He beat out all those guys, and he's here. Those guys are on the bench in other places. Portis is coming off the bench somewhere. Morris is coming off the bench somewhere. Taj is coming off the bench somewhere. Randle is an all-star 3 times. 2-time All NBA. What does Randle have to prove? Mo Harkless. We had Mo Harkless one time. We had Maurice Harkless here. Randle beat out all those guys. Randle beat out all those guys. OG Anunoby, however, and I'm not trying to distract or 3-card Monty this thing to try to keep Jalen Brunson away from criticism or Randle away from criticism or anything like that. What I'm saying is OG Anunoby is the highest paid Knick. Why are we talking about Randle? Usually the highest paid player is your best player, right? Is that not the narrative? The highest paid player is generally your best player. That's generally the narrative. Is it true? It doesn't, or does it have to be true? Does it have to go like that? Nah, it don't have to be that way. It don't have to be that way. We can configure it however we want. Right. For the love of the game says they made Brunson the captain. Yeah, we saw that, bro. We saw that. I sent Anthony D the list of Knicks captains earlier, too, by the way. Coach Malpica is in the building. Coach says early in my night at work, fellas, will be hit and miss for a bit as far as comments, but listening, Bim, yeah, man, stay safe, bro. DSJ is in the building. DSJ says he didn't beat out those guys. Those other were trash. Marcus Smart played better, so he had more value. He's such a hater. He's such a hater. And that just have venom all over it. If Marcus Morris was better than Randle and had more value, then why didn't Marcus Morris make all-star teams in the place that he was traded to? Just asking. If Marcus Morris was more valuable, then why didn't Marcus Morris make the all-star team in the place that he was traded to? Just asking. Just looking for some help trying to figure that one out. If Marcus Morris was more valuable, how come Marcus Morris is not a 3-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA after he was moved? Marcus Morris was an expiring contract. That's why he was moved. Marcus Morris was an expiring contract, and the Knicks were not going to give him a long-term deal. You're not gonna give Marcus Morris a long-term deal on a rebuilding team. DSJ out here hating. DSJ out here being a lemon drop. Yeah. Yeah, man. Salute to DSJ. DSJ somewhere being a lemon drop in the rain. But we could easily distract. Like we can easily distract from the OG Anunoby conversation just like that. Like instead of talking about OG Anunoby being the highest paid Knick, and maybe he has more to prove than Brunson or Randle, we'll continue to talk about Randle. Just Knicks is in the building. Salute. Man, listen, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Like legit man to man or man to woman or man to however, right? Legit, I'll click the button. Like I'll be in the room or at one of these 50 computers. Like y'all can't see. I don't think y'all can see it. Maybe if I move the camera. Well, no. Well, I can't do that because I got people personal information, so I can't do that. But I appreciate the fact that y'all be coming through and rocking with me and adding stuff to the comment section. Adding stuff, contributing to the conversation. helping the Knicks universe conversation be grand and robust. Otherwise says we wasn't building around a dude throwing basketballs off people's heads in the game. Yeah, he didn't fit. He not going. Yeah, no, we wasn't. Yeah, we wasn't signed. Yeah, Marcus. I would have rather re-signed Michael Beasley, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I would have rather re-sign Michael Beasley than re-sign. Yeah, that was just a strange time. That was just a strange time, man. That's yeah. That's just what that was, man. Yeah. So for those that are just coming through, so we talked about the Bobby Marks comment earlier, and it's going to be floated all around the universe. It's going to be floated all around the. Bobby Marks said Randle should take 300-400, and Bobby Marks should be ashamed of himself for pimping himself out for clicks. I respected some of the stuff that he said, even though others and other fan bases was like, yo, you gotta watch him because he'll get greasy. Like when you talk to other fan bases, they'll be like, nah, Bobby Marks will talk greasy about your fan base and downplay your talent. Right. And I was like, nah, he never did that to us. And then now today I see what it is. People have biases though. People have biases and they work for an entity that makes them do and say certain things in order for them to stay at the joint. So I understand that. I understand that. Other fan bases had been telling me, like in the last few months or so, not historically, like not 3 or 4 years back, but people been saying like, yo, nah, man, he be doing us dirty. And I'm like, but it sound right to me. And it's because I trusted Bobby Marks, right? Like you trust a guy, you see him all the time, you trust him. And then today I'm like, oh, see now I see what Pistons fans are talking about, right? Now I see what fans on other fan bases are talking about, right? Now I see what Bulls fans are talking about. Everything Knicks is in the building. Everything Knicks says, Dallas, his hometown team, will pay Randle 200 plus. Man, yeah, man, people are bugging, bro. People are bugging out on, and thank you for the generous contribution. Also, we appreciate that. Wow. Oh, let's see. DSJ put a paragraph in here. Let me see. Let me see what DSJ said. DSJ says, "Where were all of you Randall fans in Randall's first year as a Nick? Cussing them out too. Don't have short term memory. Celebrate his growth, but no. Start and I don't even know what to say to that, bro. That's kind of a little bit. That's kind of a little bit all over the place. Okay, I'll start with where I was at. Okay, so I was going to games and I was watching him play, and I saw that 2019 team be absolutely dog shit. Everybody looked bad. That team was a terrible team. I know we're not talking about Julius Randle first year. As I know we're not up here talking about the 2019-20 season when you know that team was terrible around Randle. And to say that Randle was playing bad and that, you know what? I should pull that roster up and put it on the screen. I should pull that roster up and put it on the screen, but I won't because I don't feel like vomiting. That team was terrible. We out here talking Wayne Ellington. That's what we talking about? We talking about Wayne Ellington and Theo Pinson? That team was terrible. We up here talking about Wayne Ellington, Reggie Bullock, and Theo Pinson. Really? We talking about Randle first year as a Knick? That is what we talking about. And then celebrate his growth, right? That's what I'm saying. Right. But we want to celebrate all the DSJ. We want to celebrate all the growth from the Knicks. This is not just a Randle conversation. We want to, man, celebrate the growth as a franchise, man. Be excited about something. We get tired of every time we turn around, somebody got something negative to say. Like, we legit want to talk about Randle for once in a positive way, and then people come through with like stuff that's just something negative. And then to know he became a star and he became a star. Okay. I don't, hey, that's my guy, man. I love DSJ. That's my dude. But this right here, bro, this is the reason why Bobby Marks say the weird, people like Bobby Marks say the weird stuff that they say. Like, this is totally said out of context. Like, we're talking about Julius Randle had a bad year. The entire franchise had a bad year. The roster was terrible. And to just say it was Julius Randle, come on, man. Come on, Doug. Can we be positive for a little while? Just a little bit. Can we just say something, be positive with just for a little bit? To say he only became a star in year 2? Come on, big dog. What are we talking about? Anthony D says the team was terrible. Randle was terrible. The manager was terrible. It was terrible. Bro, that's why they cleaned house. They cleaned house. Randle stayed, maybe by the skin of his teeth. However, it don't matter. Randle stayed, and as soon as the organization improved, Julius Randle was an all-star, all-NBA. Julius Randle in year 1 was a product of his environment. In year 2, Julius Randle, guess what he was? A product of his environment. When the soil is bad, you get a bad crop. When the soil is good, you get a good crop. It's just what it is, man. It's what it is. I mean, it's what it is, man. We just, I'm not saying we have to be, I'm not forcing people to be positive. But can we at least, even if you're not going to be on the bright side, even if you're not going to be on the bright side, can you at least look on the bright side? Even if you're not going to stay there and occupy the bright side, can we just look over there? Right? It's one of those things, like, as Knicks fans, man, we legit, like, I just brought up the thing. OG Anunoby is the highest paid Knick. We still talking about Randle. OG Anunoby legit is the highest paid Knick, and we're still pointing out flaws in Randle's game. And I notice when we talk Randle, we point out all the negative things. We never talk about any positive. Chat, name a positive moment from Julius Randle. Name a positive moment from Julius Randle. Like legit, jog your memory and name a positive moment from Julius Randle. And watch how hard it is for some to think about positive moments for Julius Randle. Like when I ask people about Randle, they'll be like, but he slapped the laptop out of my man's hand. or or when you ask somebody like, what do you remember about Randle? He gave the thumbs down to the crowd. You don't do that to New York. And then okay. Hey, listen, I'm with you on that. You don't do that to New York. And you know what I'm saying? You don't give the thumbs down to New Yorkers. You don't slap the laptop out of people's hands and all that stuff. Right? That's duly noted. Name something positive. And people legit are so programmed to hate a certain guy that when it comes to thinking about positive stuff, we just can't do it. And that's why guys like Bobby Marks can come in and talk greasy. He could talk greasy. Yo, it's like one of your homeboys come in your house and say something greasy about your brother, right? Or like one of the dudes you done got cool with, like come to you, be like, yo, dog, man, I saw your sister the other day, man. If you, I'm like, watch yourself. We cool and all, but you ain't gonna do that to my family, bro. That's what Bobby Marks is doing to us. Like the dudes that either we allow him in or he allows us in, and then take carte blanche to talk about the people we got. For Shizzers in the building, salute. Yo, that's wild, bro. That's wild. Bobby Marks is a lemon drop. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Hey, and DSJ says, don't worry about it. Pointing these things out just makes us haters, not observers of his. I don't get, is that okay? Pointing things out just makes us haters, not observers of his growth. I don't understand that. So pointing, so DSA, are you saying pointing out everything? Are you saying being balanced, pointing things out, pointing out the positives and the negatives? Because I didn't see the positive stuff. Pointing things out makes us haters. Like I don't know. I'm gonna just I'm riding. I'm just yeah. I'm gonna just move on because I don't understand it. I think I'm jumping it. I jumped in the middle, and I didn't want to. Yeah. Bo Ismail says we saying he got better. Yeah, the organization got better, bro. He was a product of his environment. The organization was terrible. And it's hard for good players to thrive in a terrible environment. And I think it's part of the reason why during that summer of 19, nobody wanted to come here because the environment wasn't ready for a star yet. Now I think you'll see an influx of stars coming in because the environment is better. It's just what it is. And Alawan says, if you see the growth, why are you pointing out, talking about, oh, yeah, because growth is present and future. Growth is not past. Growth is present and future. E. Gibson's in the building. Growing pains. Okay. E. Gibson said Julius is the most decorated Knicks player currently. Chose to come to New York, helped set the blueprint, and might be the best player or best power forward we've ever had. Right. Right. And new media troll leader says all the star wasn't ready for our environment. I think it's either way. I think it's both. I think it's both. I think it's a two-way street on that. I think it's a two-way street on that. Jay is in the building. Coach says, I heard all that stuff. Hey, salute, Coach, man. Be safe out there, man. And for everybody out there working second shift or third shift, whenever you're listening to this, man, be safe out there, especially if you are in the areas that may be impacted by tropical storm or Hurricane Debbie, man. Y'all be safe. I hope y'all snack game is up to par. I hope y'all have plenty of batteries and all that stuff in case something happens. Hope this is just rain. But whatever happens, man, just be safe. Just be safe out there, man, with however it is that you go about. Coach says, are we still talking what Julius Randle has done? I'm trying to get to the OG and the Nobi is the highest paid Knick thing, but we keep throwing arrows at Julius Randle. Yeah, I legit will, want to talk about the expectations for OG Anunoby since he's the highest paid Knick. But right now we keep talking about Julius Randle. So, and if that's the topic du jour, then let that be the topic du jour. But let it be known that OG Anunoby right now is the highest paid Knick. And the fact that we're talking about Julius Randle, who's a decorated Knick, only highlights people's biases. Like people have biases for something and against other things. Paul says, I think he was pointing out all the bad talk about me. I think he was pointing out all the bad talk. Okay. I'm talking to personal. I'm talking about looking on the bright side of stuff. You don't have to be on the listen, you don't have to be on the bright side. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm suggesting that instead of us always being wound super tight for no reason, if you can't be on the bright side, if you can't occupy the bright side, can you at least look on the bright side? Can you at least look over there? So anyway, everybody, I'm gonna wrap up right here. I got some stuff that I have to do before in the morning. So there won't be a KMD in the morning, just because I'm working with new clients on something, and I have to be in stuff all day long. So I probably won't be available until around this time tomorrow. And depending on how things go, I don't know what the schedule is going to be like. But I may be able to jump on for a couple of hours later on. Maybe it'll jump on for a couple of hours later on. Thank you for everybody watching on X, on YouTube, on Twitch. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. Peace, y'all.